They broke their oath to Isildur and were cursed to wander until the end of days. Their story is one of pride, betrayal, and long-delayed redemption, a haunting legend whispered through the mountains of Middle-earth. This is the tale of the Dead Men of Dunharrow, the oathbreakers of the White Mountains. Long before Gondor was founded, long before the kings of men sailed from Númenor, there lived the Men of the Mountains. They were an ancient people, dark-haired, secretive, and deeply tied to the land. In the elder days, before the rising of the sun, Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, cast his shadow upon Middle-earth, and though these men were far from Beleriand, his servants spread fear and false worship. It was said that many of the mountain tribes in those dark years turned to the shadow. Thus, even after Morgoth's defeat, a trace of that ancient corruption lingered in their hearts. When the world changed and the faithful of Númenor came to Middle-earth, they built two mighty kingdoms, Arnor in the north and Gondor in the south. Isildur, son of Elendil, was the prince of Gondor, ruling from Minas Ithil, before it became the dreaded Minas Morgul. As he fortified his realm, he sought allies amongst the tribes dwelling in the mountains to the west. To ensure peace and strength, Isildur demanded their allegiance. The Men of the Mountains swore a solemn oath upon the hilt of his sword to aid him and his descendants in war and to stand against Sauron, the enemy of the world. It was an oath made in light, but rooted in fear. When the War of the Last Alliance began, Isildur called upon his allies, the Men of the Mountains, to fill their vow and march to war. But fear consumed them, for they remembered the worship of the shadow from the elder years, and many still honoured the memory of Sauron as a god. The chieftain of the mountain tribes, lowering his head, turned away a war horn's echo in the distance. They broke their oath. They would not fight. Isildur's messenger returned empty-handed, and the prince's wrath was great. After Sauron's defeat, Isildur came to the mountains once more, not as a friend, but as judge and executioner. There, before the gates of the mountain, he pronounced the doom of the traitors. "Thou shalt be the last king," he said, "and if the west proves mightier than thy black master, this curse I lay upon thee and thy folk. Never shall ye rest until your oath is fulfilled. For this war you shall fight, and this oath you shall keep." The Men of the Mountains, falling to their knees as the sky darkens, this curse bound their spirits to the very stones of the Dwynmore Berg, the haunted mountain. From that day, no living man dared enter its shadow. 1,000 years passed. Arnor fell in the north, Gondor waned in the south. Empires turned to dust, but the dead endured. Travellers who venture near the path of the dead spoke of whispers in the wind, of cold breath upon their necks, and shapes moving in the mist. The Rohirrim who later settled their plains of Rohan, building their refuge Dunharrow, high above that haunted pass, a sacred place for refuge, yet filled with ancient fear. They named the pass the Dark Door, and few dared look upon it. In the Third Age, the shadow returned. Sauron's armies spread across Gondor, and the free peoples of Middle-earth stood once again on the edge of ruin. But in their darkest hour, a king arose, one who carried the blood of Isildur and the power to break the ancient curse. Aragorn, son of Arathorn, heir to the throne of Gondor, bore the sword of Anduil, reforged from the shards of Narsil, the very blade that cut the One Ring from Sauron's hand. It was this same man, this same king, who passed through the Dark Door, fearless, for he bore the right of kings. Within the mountain he found the shades of the Oathbreakers, pale and silent, their hollow eyes filled with despair, and before their king, Aragorn spoke the words of Isildur's heir. "Oathbreakers, why have ye come?" And when they trembled before him, he declared, "The hour has come at last to fulfill your oath. Fight for me, and I will hold your oath fulfilled, and your curse lifted." The dead followed Aragorn through the mountain passes, unseen and unstoppable. They fell upon the corsairs of Umbar at the port of Pelargir, where Sauron's allies had come to burn and plunder the coasts of Gondor. None could stand before them. The terror of their approach broke the enemy ranks. Men fled in madness, ships ran aground, and not a blade could strike them. When victory was won, Aragorn released them. The dead bowed before the heir to Isildur, and as the sun arose, their forms faded in the light. Their oath was fulfilled. Their long torment ended. At last, they found peace. The tale of the Dead Men of Dunharrow is more than a ghost story. It's a parable of honour and redemption. In Tolkien's world, oaths are sacred. To break one is to wound the very soul. But to fulfill one, even after death, is to find grace. The Oathbreakers remind us that redemption is never beyond reach. For those lost to shadow may find light again, through courage, through faith, and through the will to make right what was wrong. When the king returned, so did the hope of men, and the restless spirits of the past found rest at last. Thus ended the long curse of the Oathbreakers of the White Mountains. Their story, written in stone and shadow, remembered in song and fear. And though their halls lie empty now, the mountains remember, and the wind still whispers of broken oaths and long-forgotten kings. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this tiny little lore dive into the Oathbreakers, then please feel free to let me know in the comments down below what other little fantasy lore you'd like me to see do in the future. Down in the description you'll find a link to my other channel, where if you're interested in Warhammer, you will love that channel over there, because we're currently building, painting, and we'll soon be battling our Warhammer armies against each other. We also build displays and do tutorials, so if you want to see some armies on parade boards, then please feel free to have a look at that. Anyway, that'll be it from me today. Hope you have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you are in the world. And as always, bye for now, guys.